reppin' for the Giants. On that drive for 5, see us connecting all the dots, weaving through the lines. Dog, don't you see the signs? You can't mix zebra with the line. Bro, I was working kinda hard before I seen a dime. Now it's all about them big plays and conversation with tirades. Don't y'all motherfuckers know? It's the Shakedown Show.
The Shakedown Show. Shakedown Show. It's the Shakedown Show. Ooh, yeah. It's the Shakedown Show.
What's up?
Cheer.
How's it going?
What's going on, Big Blue Nation? Sports fans all around the world, y'all. You are now tuned into one of the most dangerous shows on this blog talk network. Pardon me. YouTube, baby, we here. The Shakedown show for the fans by the fans. We got our host today, Shakes Montana.
My shit
What's going on, man?
up, boy. That's my shit.
Nah, I saw you freezing up. That's why I jumped in there. But what's going on, baby?
What's going on, bro?
Chilling, man.
You know, we got a lot of giant shit going on. We got some camp things going on and all that.
Different uniforms on. We got Edie Chosen one with us from the Bronx. Sports Beard in the background. Understand that?
Doubt.
Producing the producing.
On the ones and twos, shout outs to the beard.
I wanted to rock the Super Bowl shit for since we actually have a Giants guest on today.
That's what's up.
Yep, hopefully we see him soon.
Yeah.
Peace, everybody.
Hey,
yeah. Peace, God.
Yeah.
What's up, God? A lot of stuff going on, like my man said, man. We've been in training camp now for the last 4 days. It's real in the field.
Yeah, we get to talk Giants today. Actual Giants stuff.
Right. Finally, right?
No, you've been doing an amazing job, Shakes, booking guests and stuff. Really appreciate it. That's the toughest. Hope everybody is happy, healthy, and warm. It's raining like a bitch here.
Okay. I see. It ain't raining over here, but it seems like the internet is a little shaky over here.
You want to just be in front of everybody and block us all? Is that how that goes?
Right? Is that what he doing here? Or he just pressing buttons? Lord have mercy. You can't give motherfuckers.
I got you, E. You're good.
Nah, what I was trying to do actually was just put my avatar up. I wanted to change it so I know how to do it. But now, when you got the keys, you got to do it a different way because I'm not a guest anymore. See?
Yeah.
I was trying to do it the normal way, but I can't do that now because I got my powers.
Yeah, you have all the powers. That's okay, though.
I got it. Now, I know how to do it. I'm going to do it.
Infinity Stone.
So you're good. You're good. You're good.
Got one of
I'm surprised it didn't stay there with you, E, because mine does that too. It's like if I turn the camera off, it should be my logo's there. It shouldn't change. So I guess
mine
maybe
stays
because
too.
you're an admin, your stayed, Freezy?
Yeah, even on my phone.
Yeah, so that I don't understand, E, why yours goes away all the time.
It's always E.
We babysit.
It's always E, bro.
I wanted to. So obviously the big news today was the Deshaun Watson thing. I as I was telling Freezy before the show, like the commissioner has got the ultimate say. He could still suspend him for longer term. Now, if they would have came back and not suspended him, the commissioner couldn't have done anything. But this is not a 6-game suspension. This is what the arbitrator recommended. So Goodell he's hearing all this stuff, and I 100% think that it's not going to be 6 games. I think he's going to ask for 12 or more, and then I think you're going to see people. I think the players' union will fight it, and he'll probably get like 12. I don't know. We'll see. It's too much. It's too much. So yeah. Be careful with the button mashing, guys.
That's only E. Ain't no guy.
Only. Only.
E, I'll take you off until you get.
You know
straight.
what? We're gonna stop throwing dirt on my name, B. I'm in the background minding my business. I hear everything.
No, you ain't minding your
saying.
business.
No,
You
you
producing
ain't,
the
bro.
production, bro.
Yeah,
Do what
bro.
you doing, bro.
It's people trying to call me. That's what's going on.
Okay, well, so let's take you off
Hey,
the screen.
all right, man.
That's no big deal. We just gotta now
Stop
that you
hitting
guys
the
have
buttons like a
admin
Nintendo
right,
controller.
Right, what that guy doing with the
if you're
button?
using your phone, you have to remove yourself before you answer it. Okay, just for the record. Okay, E, you're not doing anything wrong. I'd rather work these kinks out.
Nah, this feel like the first time he got the powers when on Blog Talk. He was in there. He was hitting all type of buttons. Everybody
all
was
types
muted.
of shit.
Well,
That's how
when
I knew it was. That's how I knew.
Breezy, the other day when you accidentally set us live, and
it wasn't
Shakes
black.
was like, it was E. I know it was E. He's always pushing buttons, so he's taking the blame for shit he didn't do either. So it's all good, man. We love everybody. This doesn't mean anything. It's fine. I'm happy to. I'd rather work the kinks out now in the preseason, right? When we don't have anybody watching the show or anything. So, and we don't have anybody on here yet. So, we're waiting on our guy.
Big Pat Sports Talk.
So I spent a lot of time in the spaces today, guys. I'm trying to get out there, find out what the pulse is. Unfortunately, that space has turned into he who shall not be named on this podcast, the quarterback. I'm like, guys, it's the first day they're wearing pads. Are we really gonna go down this road?
Yeah, no, they've been on his neck. They've been on his head, boys. Yeah. I mean, he had two bad days in a row, but really, if you look at it, the way they're installing the defense is really, on his heels because I think they're doing third down packages and things like that. So,
well, isn't that a good thing that our defense looks good though, Freezy? Is that a legit?
All of it is good. All of this is good, bro. Let me get on camera so you can see my facial expressions. All of this is good. All of it, right? Because this is what it's for. They're supposed to make mistakes here, right? Here's the thing: is that this kid just doesn't have any room for error in New York no more. Right? Nobody's giving him no room for error. So that's the problem. But hey, he's 2 bad days in a row. It is what it is. The defense got him on his heels. O'Shane out there looking good. It seems like they was running the ball today. Got really physical today with the pads on. Saquon, they said, was the star of the day. So, these type of things are good, man. They find out Evan Neal is really the deal and run blocking. You got to figure out that pass protection on these speedy guys with the hands. Zimenez and them was out there doing doing some work. So
I got a question for you.
This is what this is about, baby.
I'm sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
The big question I wanted to talk about today was that Shane Lemieux was taking snap. He was throwing that down as a center, and that was the big news.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, first thing I thought about was Shakes Montana and me screaming in the damn phone at this point. This was the phone back then. This would never happen. Forget about it. All right. Then when he got hurt, I had no choice but to call him a bum. Because at this point in time, I just had to ride the point. Now we're here. It looks like he's the best left guard we got right now outside of Azulu. It looks like Feliciano is really a dirtbag in real life. Because if he can't get hydrated, there's something going on in his life that he's doing. There's something going on. All right. If that's the case.
Well, I'll just say this. I mean, I've seen guys dehydrate that have been drinking water all day. It just depends on the humidity and heat, and he might not have been ready for that New Jersey humidity. Wasn't he a Bill before this?
Nah, man, because they give you the drip, bro. They give you the drip, and if you still come in the next day dehydrated, that means you are not properly hydrating on all.
By the drip,
they give you an IV.
On an IV. Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
they bring you straight back.
Yeah.
So something's going on there, bro.
No, I understand. I understand, Freezy. I what do you got to say about it, Shakes?
Oh, what
about Feliciano
not being a parent and your son really getting these reps because Jim what's his name is a bum. What's the kid that was playing in there? Jim Douglas. What's his name? Jamil. He's a bum.
Douglas.
Yeah, he's a bum. Apparently, right now.
All right. Hold up. I think I got it now. So I'm trying to get this promotion shit out. And
remember, Jim Douglas.
That boot me out.
Yeah, I tweeted out our links and stuff earlier in the day. I can drop new ones.
Yeah, good shit too, SB.
Okay, I'm really trying to promote the shit out of everything, and all hands on deck. If every member of the Shakedown can retweet, and that just really helps.
Retweet, share, like, retweet. That's my thing. Retweet it. Go ahead and do it.
Thank you so much, Freezy. I appreciate it.
No doubt. All right. So about this, right? And this is why I smiled. This is why Black Freeze said what he said. Because when he was drafted, I said this boy could play center. All right. And I said eventually he's gonna be our center. Now we ain't have a center at the time. We still don't. God damn it.
We ain't had no guards.
Now you're talking about Shane Lemieux.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, we are talking about Shane.
I just wanted
Lemieux.
to clarify.
Okay.
I wanted to clarify. Thanks, brother.
No doubt. But at that point, you know, he was at guard, and that's fine. You know, he struggled pass blocking or whatever. Good run blocking. Well, he was all right run blocking, but second season I knew he's gonna have a big season. I'm like, yeah, but I still got on Black Freeze. He like, yo, I'm telling you, man, he can play center. Ah, man, he wasn't trying to hit it. I ain't gonna go through all that shit, but he wasn't trying to hit me, right?
Hell no.
Now, fast forward. I'm trying to tell y'all I'm shaking diamonds. Because I'm telling you, right now, they testing my boy out at center. Now,
they got no choice, though.
Sprinkle it on. Yeah, I mean, Jamil Douglas. This guy was a guy that I thought was going to be able to be the backup for Feliciano. But then as soon as Feliciano went down, my man, my son, Big Dex, said, he's all right, but he's not real. And he showed Jamil Douglas it's not what it is. So now we got to test the waters. We got to see. And yeah, Shane Lemieux can do it. Once again, I'm on here, and now we on video. So it's on video now. Shane Lemieux can play center. Okay?
We fitting to see.
Do it.
We fitting to see if he could really, really, truly play that center position, my brother. We're about to see this for real. You understand me? All right. All this George yapping and talking, all that. We about to see if Lemieux could play the center. But he was doing good at guard, from understanding. So now this leaves light for Azulu to get in there and do his thug thismal. But ultimately, I'm still focused on if you think about it, he's really just a stopgap Feliciano, right? If you think about it. Yeah. So I thought Max Garcia was going to be the G to come in there. They don't put Jamil Douglas in there to get slapped up. He done got the hands and feet. Miracle work.
So crazy. Jamil Douglas got smacked up. The brethren got smacked up.
The brethren.
Yeah, they put the brethren there.
That's one of the bums, right? We was arguing over. Yeah, we ain't with the stiggities, bro.
Battle with the bums.
So that kind of leads. Remember, during the season when we finally jumped on YouTube, one of the debate Wednesdays I put in there with some slides. I put in there. It was a young fellow on the market by the name of J.C. Treader. Y'all remember him from the Browns center? I was asking if maybe we should try to spend a little bit of cheddar spreader on that young fella. You know what I mean? Because
we've got Big Pat Sportstock on. We can continue this.
All right, bring it to you on.
No doubt.
Big Pat, nice to see you.
What's going on, Big Pat?
Big Pat spent some time in the Shakedown spaces today for sure. And Big Dash is checking in a little bit. Snaps too. So
what's going on, family?
Not much. I was calling my truck. I was like, I'm supposed to be doing something at 6 o'clock. And I was like, oh yeah. Let me hurry up and click over before they'd be mad as a mug. But man.
Fuck that Big Pat, man.
Nobody's mad, Big Pat. Thank you so much for joining. And it was nice to hear you in the thing earlier today.
Hey, I like this, man. You guys need to do more of these, man. We need more Giants content creators to be positive and everything. But what's the subject for today? So I won't be off key.
No, it's all good. We talking about camp. And
getting right into it, bro.
Yeah, and we were just speaking on Shane Lemieux taking snaps at center. Now that Feliciano, getting a little dehydrated out there and whatnot.
If you want my opinion on that, I'm gonna ask you guys a question. Do you trust Shane Lemieux more at center than Feliciano right now? Just based on what you've seen throughout their careers. I'm not talking about Feliciano getting a little dehydrated. I'm talking about
Well,
based off their career.
well,
Yo,
either one really played it, right? I mean, either one played it. So, I
Right.
mean, it ain't like you can say, oh, Feliciano is experienced there, so you go with Feliciano. None of them experienced there. So,
I mean,
uh,
Lemieux did play a little bit of center at Oregon in college.
yep. That's what I was trying to tell my
But
boy Black.
yeah, but that is that enough though?
no,
You
he's
talking
coming
about
off a major
Feliciano?
league captain.
All right, okay, here we go.
Both of
This,
them, bro.
this,
Both
this,
of
I'm not saying it has me worried, but I want to see them. I want to see this offensive line in the preseason. Evan Neal had a tough day today. First day with pads, you expect that with a
Mm-hmm.
rookie.
Yep.
I really want to see what this offensive line does in preseason because that's going to tell me a little bit more about this offensive line going into there. Can this be a top offensive line, like top 15, top 20, or will we be at the bottom of the league again? Because if we're at the bottom of the league again and Daniel Jones is at quarterback, we're going to have a bad year. Not saying Daniel Jones is terrible, but we've seen what Daniel Jones does when he does not have protection. I think Daniel Jones is a quarterback. As long as you protect him and give him time to analyze, he can do some things. He can carve you up. But I want to see what this offensive line does in real time action because Evan Neal had a real tough
Mm-hmm.
time with O'Shane Zimenez today, of all people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's to
Mm-hmm.
be expected. So I want him to get some more of those reps. I want him to go against a top edge rusher in like the third preseason game and see what he does.
them.
Absolute with the roots. Yeah. Yeah. Real quick, Pat, man. We talk about the offensive line here. On multiples. Here's the situation with it. Give us an identity you would rather run blocking or pass protection.
With this team in general, or just my perspective on the
Y-
offensive
Your
line?
perspective on offensive line in general, because we see you cutting up that tape, bro. Good shit out there
Yeah.
too, by the way.
What I want my offensive line to be. I'm an old school Giants fan, so I'm used to us being able to run the ball. Almost have 3 running backs with 1,000 yards. I want my offensive line to be run blockers first because if you could establish a run game, you could take time off the clock and you can really wear down the defense. I mean, that's my
Mm-hmm.
mentality. But on my podcast, people I always call me I'm old school. I'm not up with the times, and it's kind of true because the times now is like it's like an autobahn out there. The thing is wide open. This is how this offense is being built. I think this is going to be a wide open offense. So I think they're going to go with the passing game. But me personally, I always want to go with the running game first. I want my offensive linemen to be road graders. That's what we call them over here with the big blue crew, the road graders. I want them to be able to punch somebody in the mouth for 4 quarters, and when it gets time for us to close that game out, a good hard 17-13 game, and we can close the game out because they can't stop us from getting that last first down. Yeah, that's the type of offensive line that I would want.
All right, no doubt, son. We more
Like
than
if
likely
the
the same over
Falcons would
here.
have done against the Patriots in the Super Bowl, they would be Super
Right,
Bowl champions.
right.
Can't think of
And
a better example than that.
I'll never understand that. I don't know how they lost that game.
All right.
All
So
you got to
something I
do is run
want
the
to talk
ball.
about. My bad. Something I want to talk about is Dane Belton going down, and what we gonna do about this? Because now it's just love or die, or is it my boy Andrew Adams is back? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Adams is a good veteran that we picked up. Now we actually need him. So I think it's just Belton. I think we just cut Williams that was hurt, and we brought in some guy from the 49ers and Packers, I believe, to come in. But Julian Love is going to have to ball out this year at the safety position. Xavier McKinney, I believe he could be an all-pro. But that strong safety
Mm-hmm.
position, I think Julian Love's to lose.
Mm. Oh, so he got it on lock, as far as you
Yeah, I
concerned.
mean, who you going to put in there? We got, what,
Oh,
Yusuf Corker,
all right, so here, all
undrafted.
right, yeah, you got Yusuf right, but my thing is Andrew Adams, man. And listen, I've been like this since the first stint. All right, so it's nothing out the realm, but I've always been an Andrew Adams guy, and that's my son, by the way. But you know what I'm saying? Still, like he can very well dethrone Julian Love for that spot.
Yeah, he could. Just depends on what Wink wants from that safety position. You know, Wink blitzes a lot, so
Yep.
I think Julian Love will be a better blitzer than Andrew Adams would be. But I believe Andrew Adams is better in coverage. So it just depends. They might share it. In all honesty.
Oh, of course they're gonna. Yeah, it's gonna be 3 safeties a lot. You know that. You know that. And they playing a lot of. And that's another thing, right? In this camp, they doing a lot of nickel. They playing a lot of nickel, 2 down linemen. What do you think about that?
With the way the NFL is now, you have to have those sub packages on the field a whole lot, like the dime and the nickel, because it's so spread out. Back in the day, you could run a 4-3 for most of the game because everybody's trying to establish the run. But now the pass game is so wide open. I mean, look at us. We got Tony Robinson, Shep when he gets back, Galladay, Slayton, and the list goes on. Richie James. It's wide open, so we're gonna have to have that safety.
I'm gonna get to Rick James. Go ahead, though.
We're gonna have to have that safety that could cover a tight end. You know, we've been getting killed by tight ends since the last years of the Coughlin era. So tight ends have been destroying us. So hopefully we can put up a system where we can cover a tight end this year.
Giants fans still have PTSD from Jason Witten.
Oh man, that is the slowest, fastest guy I've ever seen.
No,
in my
I
life.
swear I couldn't understand it. I couldn't understand.
He knows how to run routes.
I was about to say, yeah, man. You know how to cut grass, man. You know how to run them routes.
Crafty, bro.
You don't have to be fast.
Like,
yeah.
But you can't stop it at all, though. Like at all.
But we weren't the only team. Jason Witten's a Hall of Famer in my book.
Yeah,
to be honest with you.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, I think he's up there in the top 3 in the tight end numbers and stuff like that. As far as where, you know, statistically, I don't think he passed Tony Gonzalez, but you know, yeah,
he's right there behind Gonzalez, Sharp, and Grant. He's right there behind them, and Antonio Gates.
They'll make him wait because he didn't win a Super Bowl, just like
you
know.
But I mean, what do you guys think about this defense in general? Do you think this defense, once they gel, because they're gonna have to gel, we got a lot of young players on this defense. Once they gel, do you think this defense could be one of the tops in the league? I'm saying, let's say top 10. Do you think that we can get to that level?
Yeah, I think we can once we get the back end straight. We're gonna have to figure that back end out, man. Once we get the corners together, because I'm still, you know, Adoree is that shakes people's and he's okay with me, man. But I don't know. Sometimes, man, it's a grueling season, and plus, sometimes, you know, he can get caught up in, you know, so have some bad games, just like every other player, right? But with having Aaron Robinson out there, to me, it seems like I'm envisioning him being our number one and us fixing that by going in free agency or even getting another child. I'd rather go in free agency and get a veteran, but you know, and continue to bolster up the safeties as well. We're gonna have to figure that out. I think eventually we're gonna get our linebackers straight too, to run and hit ones, if we're gonna play that outside of the 3 safety.
Real quick, Big Dash wants to know if you're just talking about this year, right?
Yeah, he's talking about this year.
Yeah, this year. This
year.
I think they could easily be top 15. I think they will be a really good defense. Easy. I think that
he actually
have
top
the front
10.
4 that you need, right? That you, if those guys all ball out like we think they can. And then I feel like we actually are coming from a position of strength when it comes to the corners. We don't have like the best corners in the NFL, but we got a lot of like decent ones. And I think that's kind of what you need to be successful now in today's NFL, like you were saying, right? And yeah, our linebacking core, I think, has a lot to be desired, but we'll see what happens. I think there's some, but like you said, the game is changing. We're not seeing that 3-4-4-3 as much. Yeah.
Totally changed from what we used to. It used to be the XY. If they could get open, they get open, pound the rock. But now you got 4 receiver sets, and that's like the normal offense now, and shotgun runs. So I'll say this: I think our front 7 can definitely be top 10 this year. And if the front 7 is top 10, that hides those DBs and their inefficiencies this year, which I don't think is that bad. I think Aaron Robinson, he's been there in coverage during camp. They've just been making some great catches. Everybody's not going to be able to make great catches like that every time. And Cordell Flott and Darnay Holmes, I think they can man that slot for us when they put up the 4 receiver sets. And if we're blitzing and we're getting home, they don't have to cover that long. So it helps, man. I think we're gonna have an aggressive defense this year, which we didn't have the Patrick Graham era because we ran a lot of cover 3 and a lot of cover 2 shell. So I don't know, man. I think the defense could surprise me.
Yeah, but my whole thing about it is just one injury away from one of them starters, bro. I'm talking about the number ones, right? That's the only thing with me. But yeah, go ahead, son.
No, my thing is with this defense, like, in order to be a top 10 defense, you gotta be a team that gets to the quarterback, right? You gotta be able to not only just sack, but just get the pressures. Like, you gotta pressure and get these quarterbacks out there, their passing lane, and out of comfortability of throwing the ball in the pocket. So those things are huge. And if you do those things, that's a great way to get up to the top 10. Also, you say about the cornerbacks, but with pressure, that means the corners only have to hold so long. That's all they have to do is just hold these guys for only so long, which I believe they can. And an aggressive style defense, yeah, they can be a top 10. Just like Big Dad said, 15, I think is in the books. I think you can wrap that up as we gonna be a top 15 defense for sure. Now, top 10, we can make it, but that's gonna be a tough climb.
I mean, you got to think about the defenses in the league. I mean, Washington. You got to think, man. Us and Washington are very similar.
Very similar. Very.
Like, we almost the same damn team when you think about it.
Yeah.
We got questions in the secondary. The second middle linebacker. Got a nice front 4. We both got questions at quarterback. We got nice running backs when they're healthy.
Running backs, but they
When
get
they're
hurt.
healthy,
Yep. But they get hurt.
They're near the same team.
Damn near.
Those gonna be some
And
good
no
battles.
quarterback. Yeah. No quarterback. Yep.
But what do you guys think? I said this earlier. It was I gotta. I don't know who did it, but that was pretty cool, man. On Twitter, they had like a little podcast radio show. What do you guys think about the controversy? I said, do you think Tyrod Taylor fits this offense better than what Daniel Jones does?
Team Tyrod.
Yeah, I heard you say that in the thing today. I put up the team defense, but I'll take it down for a second. I'll just say this. I think that Tyrod Taylor is more equipped to today, game 4 or day 4 of training camp, because he's played in that offense before. Right. So I'm not saying by the end of the year it'll be that case, but I do agree with that sentiment that if you're talking about right now, today, Tyrod Taylor probably more ready to play in Brian Daboll's offense than Daniel Jones.
Daniel Jones, yeah.
But that's
I agree with that sentiment.
Oh, sorry, Freezy. He's played under 4 different coordinators at this point in his career.
Yeah, he pretty much stealing all the thunder right there, man. So pretty much that's the situation. Tyrod's ready to go. Daniel's trying to figure out the flow.
Team Tyrod, y'all jumping on board?
I'm not on board with none of that bullshit. I got to be honest with you, son, because look, he a backup at this point in time. You know what I mean? He a backup. Until he get in there and play, he ain't the quarterback.
Yeah, I'm not jumping on the Tyrod Taylor boat, but I will say this. I think Daniel Jones' leash is shorter than what people think.
I think so.
Yep.
If we start off the season 0-3,
yeah, he's done.
I think he's done.
And that's so crazy, man. Because you go back to the schedule release joint, and I said some of this shit, and from Chosen One from the Bronx had a mental composure. No, let's be realistic. It's not realistic, man. No. And I'm like, bro, this is what I'm saying is going to happen, God damn it. And now I'm hearing a lot more people say it.
Yeah, I just think I think what you know, we kind of have a rule not to talk about Daniel Jones on this podcast because it's such a
Oh,
polarizing
my
thing.
bad, then. My
No, you're
bad.
okay.
No,
You're
it's all
okay,
good,
you're
bro.
okay,
It's
Big Pat
time.
Sports.
It's camp.
We know it's camp. It's day 4 of camp. Like, I just feel like, really, like, yes. Short answer, like Big Dash said, yes. Tyrod Taylor is ready to go. I don't feel like the organization has given Daniel Jones any indication that they're ready to go beyond this season with him. They didn't give him the 5th-year option. So I feel like I feel like they've already said, look, if you're not playing well, we're moving on. I don't see how anybody sees it any other way.
Hey,
So.
you know how when you meet a girl and y'all talking and she like, all right, well, what are we doing? This is the part where he's, you know what I mean? You say, all right, you know, we just talking, baby. We just talking. We ain't dating. We ain't girlfriend and boyfriend. We just talking. That's what the Giants and Daniel Jones relationship is. They just talking.
That was a good
It's a
analogy.
little. Hold on. It's a little bit more to talk. You're gonna have to get physical with this one. I'm sorry, man. We're gonna have to have some. You know what I mean? It's
There ain't
to have
gonna
some
be no
physicality
loving.
with this one.
Ain't
Nah,
gonna be
it's
no.
not gonna be no loving, but it's gonna be some wham bamming because you're gonna have to go out there and you're gonna have to show that you're an NFL quarterback, even if it's not for us, just your sake as far as your career in the league, right? You're gonna have to at least do that for yourself.
Well, they didn't draft him, so they got nothing invested in this guy at all. They didn't give him the 5th-year option.
I'm not.
His leash is not going to be long.
I'm just saying that because I know if this quarterback class was better, Daniel Jones would have been gone. I know for a fact that he would have been if this quarterback class was better. So, and they signed Tyrod Taylor to a 2-year deal. So basically what they're telling Daniel Jones is, hey, you screw up this year, we're going to roll with Tyrod Taylor, see what he can do. And we're going to draft the quarterback next year and let Tyrod Taylor play that year. And he's going to issue in that next quarterback like he always does.
Mm-hmm.
So if Daniel Jones, if we start off 0-3, if we lose to the Titans bad and turn around and lose to the Panthers, who we should beat, I know a lot of people talking about CMC is back, but we should be able to beat the Panthers, even if Baker Mayfield.
Saquon back too, though.
Right?
And Daniel Jones, the first 3 games, only has 1 touchdown and maybe 2 picks and 2 fumbles or something like that. I think they're gonna yank him, man. I'm just gonna be honest with you, because think about how deadly this offense could be if we have a quarterback that can maneuver in the pocket the way Tyrod Taylor does. He does that immaculately. And if he's getting outside that pocket and those receivers have a chance to run around like chickens with their head cut off, who's going to be able to guard all those weapons like that for that long?
Nobody,
it's impossible.
Baby.
Nobody, baby.
Nobody.
Ain't happening, bro.
He said Malik Willis better really suck. Look.
Yeah, Dan Cam is that. He's
yeah, that's been all season long, man. All off season long, man. With that, all throughout the draft.
It was a big New York Giants contingent that wanted Malik Willis for sure. At least from the Shakedown crew in those Twitter Spaces and stuff that you were a part of today, Big Pat. So
I'm gonna tell you this about the Malik Willis situation. I don't think he's ready to play his first year, and if we would have drafted him, that would have been the worst situation possible.
Yep.
Imagine what would be said, because they already said John Mara was racist because we didn't hire, Brian Flores. Not going to get into that.
Yeah.
But then
and
you
the
bring
Colin Kaepernick thing. But go ahead.
Yeah, you bring in Malik Willis, which is a black quarterback, and if Daniel Jones sucks those first 3 games, and they know their heart of hearts that Malik Willis is not ready, what are this fan base, what are the NFL in general would do? So you're going to have this, no offense to anybody on the panel, Mr. Beard, you're going to have this white quarterback in front of this black quarterback. You already got a stigma on this organization that the owners are racist, and they're not going to play him in front of Daniel Jones, who's struggling, but you know for a fact that this kid is not ready. You're going to ruin that kid's career because you ain't going to have no choice but to put him in there.
Got to.
Could you imagine?
They're going to force him. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. That's a fact. I was with it too, though. But yeah, you're right, because they're going to force him directly in there.
Yeah. Hey, you got LRP. You got LRP. So I'm going to bump.
Peace,
What's going
peace.
on,
What's
LRP?
going on, Big Pat?
What's going on, baby?
What it do?
Nothing
What's
much.
up, gentlemen? Peace,
What it do,
man.
Chilling,
brother?
chilling,
Wish I
baby.
could be there chilling with y'all, you know what I'm saying? But hey, I heard the conversation. I was listening in on the YouTube side. I was like, oh, Stan, let me get all my stinking ass on up in this goddamn studio. See what's going on with the brothers.
No doubt,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Got Big Pat in here.
No doubt. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate the time. Appreciate you joining us, man. Dropping jewels and, speaking New York
No
Giants,
problem.
training camp in the whole 9 yards, man.
No problem. I'm always willing to help out fellow Giants content creators, man.
No
Oh
doubt.
man.
No doubt.
Yeah.
We need all you guys, especially at these times, because man, it's tough to do Giants content when we ain't winning.
Right,
Ooh,
right.
it is
I
rough
tell you
out
what.
here in these
It's
It's
rough
football
in the
rough out
streets.
in
streets.
these streets, man.
Right.
They
Yeah,
calling for
man.
the Voldemort's head, bro. You know what I mean? They calling for. I call Daniel Jones Voldemort because every time somebody say his name, Dark Lord come around and shit start getting shaky. You know what I'm saying? So but I think, hey man, I was just listening in. I agree with the 7 line. You know what I mean? With our defensive line, the boys is ready, and it's always easier for those guys to be, a further ahead than the offense anyway, just because of how training camp is developed. You know what I mean? Their whole program is kind of shifty for real. If you ask me, the offensive linemen, they don't really get a chance to until the preseason. So they always a step back. Then they don't put the pads on. You really can't see what is going on in the trenches without the pads. They got them on now, but everybody else is kind of further ahead. Defense is further ahead, wide receivers, running backs, everybody. As far as Daniel Jones, man, hey, I'm just gonna wait and see what it is, man. I got no opinions. I already told the people, Giants Nation, I got no case for what we have seen. All I'm just gonna see is what it's gonna be, and whatever it is, it's gonna be what it's gonna be. But I think the kid got tools, man. I just hope he exercises those tools.
I mean,
Yeah, yeah.
it's like going to a welding job and you ain't got a welder. This kid has not had an offensive line. His weapons have been hurt. The scheme has been terrible. But we act like this dude has been Baker Mayfield over there with the Cleveland Browns when they had everything in line for him: a top running game, a top offensive line, top receivers, 2 good tight ends. They had everything in line for Baker Mayfield, and he couldn't get it done.
Right?
That's a
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's a
different
fact.
That's a fact.
situation.
And I also think, you know what I mean, just now that we in the new season and it's getting ready to start next week, Hall of Fame game and all that, we finally here.
You guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, you just breaking up. You
You
good
got
now?
Yeah, if
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, you
people get
Come
good.
on.
hurt again, this is the last year for Daniel Jones. It doesn't matter if people get hurt or he gets hurt or nothing. You can't go with him for 5 years with that. You got to let him go to find greener pastures after this year if he doesn't succeed. And I'm on the record saying that I think he will have to have an MVP caliber year in order to be the quarterback for the New York Giants after this year, because that's the only thing that he could put on his resume in order for Shane and Dable to be like, okay, we're gonna roll with you again,
exactly.
because he's not that guy. I was me and Joe with the Big Blue Crew. We were one of the first people to say when Joe Judge got fired, Daniel Jones was gone because that regime has no ties to him. But since this quarterback
Finally.
class is so whack, you had no choice but to keep him. But we gonna see about Daniel
Yeah.
Jones this year, man. He's gonna. I think if we start off this season horrible, he's done. They're gonna get rid of him.
I, I
And
think that's where
again,
all the
like
vitriol pretty much came from, though, real quick. Because when he didn't go, right, we had a pretty much the whole fan base was thinking that he was gone. A lot of people thought he was going to be gone, and when none of that happened, everybody was like, "What? What the?" You know what I mean?
mhm.
Going crazy, and you got to deal with it for one more year, see what it is. But I think that's where vitriol came from.
I
Yeah,
think,
but
and as
people
far
have
as like what you said, Big Pat, my bad. But like you said, if there was a quarterback in this draft, he would be gone. And I agree
right.
with that. He would, right? And that's the reason why I was lobbying for us to go get Obama, Russell Wilson, as I call him. Obama, I was rooting for that because I thought like, yo, new regime, I don't think they want to commit to this bum quarterback. Like, you don't want to do that. But they looked at that draft and they looked at what Obama got, and they was like, we ain't paying all that shit.
Yeah, we can't pay
So
all that.
yeah. Yeah, I
If we
mean,
got
so
Obama, we wouldn't have Neil or probably Thibodeau.
That's a fact.
Think about that, because
That's a
we had to
fact.
give up a
That's
lot.
a
We
that's
probably
fact.
wouldn't have
all
You gonna
Wandale
have to get that
Robinson.
up.
We wouldn't have
yeah,
Neil or
damn
Thibodeau.
right, it's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I'd
no
rather
doubt.
I'd rather have Neil and Thibodeau and see what Daniel Jones look like versus not being able to
Right.
have him at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's the reason why you got to do it right the first time, and you can't go all this knee jerking reaction. You
Yeah.
know, that spilled milk in
Right.
its nature. But we're gonna have to throw the baby out with the bathwater on this one. I'm sorry, man. That's just how I feel.
All right. Well, I know you guys don't like to mention that name on this podcast, so we're gonna get
Go
off
ahead,
that
bro.
name.
No,
You
you
good.
good.
You
Hey,
good.
the new season started now, so we good.
That's
You know what I
right.
mean? It was
Yeah,
just
yeah,
the off
no, he get to
season.
do some
Folks was
live
going at
action.
it every
Yeah,
day. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah.
crazy.
yeah.
It was just the off season, you know what I'm saying? Every day, every day. What is it?
We
Yeah.
couldn't do
Daniel
nothing
Jones.
about it. You know what I'm
Daniel
saying?
Jones. Daniel Jones. So it got to
Okay.
the point where we was like, all right, it's over, bro.
I got
we
a
Yeah,
won't
it's
subject.
over
no
now.
more in this
Now we
off
can
season.
critique them. We can critique
Yeah.
them now. You know what I'm saying? We can, and I'm ready to do that. You know what I mean? I'm ready to get back in it. It was just the off season. It was like, yo, we can't do shit about it right now. It's not freaking January. You
Yeah.
know what
I
I'm
mean,
saying?
we
I,
beat the dead horse. I mean, goddamn, we beat
Yeah,
that
it's
shit to
dead,
death.
bro. It's dead.
I got a subject
He
for
did. He
us.
did.
What would Saquon Barkley have to do in order to give him an extension after this year, or sign him to a lucrative contract after this year? What would Saquon Barkley have to do?
The minimum or the maximum?
Minimum, minimum, and maximum. Give both opinions.
All right. My thing is, he get that 2,000 like I predicted. He getting his money. Period. Period.
2000 what, all purpose?
All purpose. I
Yeah,
said
all
it.
right.
And I ain't
I just
going
want to make
down
sure. I
off
just want
it,
to make
bro.
sure. I just want to make sure. I just want to
You
make
know
sure
what
all
I'm saying?
purpose.
It's in my article. You read it. God damn it.
Yeah, yeah, I
But
did. I did.
yeah. Listen,
That's still
man.
going.
2,000. He gets the money. Now the minimum, right? That's a different story. I think that minimally, he has to play. For one, he has to play all the games this season. He has to show that he can play a full, healthy season. That's number one. And then number two, if he can at least get you 1,100, if he can give you 11 rushing, yeah, I think you give him his contract. At least franchise him. That's my thing.
Okay. What you think? What's your name at the top right? I want to get you guys' names
Black
right, man.
Black Freezy.
Black Freeze,
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
and
man.
that's LRP in the
Yeah,
bottom.
yeah. I
What you call
mean, for us to retain Saquon Barkley, he's gonna have to play good last year.
Mm. Okay.
It ain't gonna
Okay.
happen, bro. It ain't gonna happen, bro.
So you
I'm on
say
the
you
It
side.
ain't
It's
gonna
not gonna
happen.
happen.
Ain't nothing you can do.
No. It's nothing you can do about it. The only reason why is because he done played out all of the tender years we needed. It'd be okay if we already know for sure we're gonna have a rookie on the situation. These guys are willing to fall in love. I mean, the ownership with Daniel Jones. I'm sorry to bring it back there, but so if that's a whole point there that flips it back, because if you're trying to franchise this guy, you can't give Saquon that money.
Yeah, I mean that's a hard take right there, bro.
I
Okay.
know. And
I understand where you're coming from. I understand where you're
Go
coming from
Feast.
on that. Laura, what
Ugh, I have no idea how to. I don't know. Hey, I see it like this. As long as he can stay healthy, as long as he can exude the same person that he was rookie year and more enlightened, you know what I mean, more mature as far as this player is concerned, then I would like to think that outside of what they're gonna do, right? Just because this is outside of like what really happens in football. I'm a firm believer of building relationships, and I think that these guys are ready or prepared to do that. I would hope in a perfect world that these guys come to the table at the end of the year, provided that he's healthy and he produced. Doesn't have to be 2,000. I would like for him to, reach that mark. But even if it's like 1,500 all purpose and he's healthy all season, these guys come to the table and work something out in the deal that works for both. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be what everyone wants it to be as far as breaking the bank. And, you have to do this because this is a societal thing that we're always doing because this is what the NFL does. You know what I mean? I don't believe, I don't subscribe to that kind of thinking. You know what I mean? I believe that if you want a player to be there and that player wants to be there and the number is right, then it could be a number. You know what I mean? It could be a number. I think we said back in a couple of months back in April or whatever, we was like 20 million or something like that. You know what I mean? Or something. It was crazy, but I forgot what it was. But it was a good ass deal. It was, but it was a good ass deal. And I think that if dude want to be there and they want him to be there, it could be worked out. Now, does that happen? I don't know. I doubt it. So he might be gone. He might very well be gone. It might be nothing that he can do. They're going to move forward with the team that Shane wants to build and whatever vision or insight that he sees fit. But I'm hoping he reaches 15 to 2,000 all-purpose, stays healthy all year, and he definitely improves on his goddamn run block. Pass protection. Because even at this stage, my one gripe against him, and that's my son. Me and Shake banged the table for Saquon Barkley. I wanted to do when he's drafted. I have no qualms with him being here. I have no qualms with the running back position. I have no prejudice towards the running back position. Those people out there, they know who they are. It's in your blood, it's in your body. You hate running back for real. You need to come to the carpet and admit that shit. But once you do, then you'll be a better person for it. But I'm all on board him staying here, 15, 2,000 yards all purpose. He gets his contract, whatever that may look like.
Well, I'm gonna just give you a quick.
But here's the thing, real quick about it is even though I totally disagree with the hell Black Freeze is talking about, but what I would agree with is that there's no room for the both of them. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's basically what I'm saying.
One of them gotta go, and but it's no Daniel Jones, bro. Like it's X out. You don't do that.
All right, so
that's
we
my whole thing.
but we just
so
thinking
he's
on
gone.
both different sides
That's
of the
why
coin.
Barkley's here. You know what I mean? That's it. That's why it's like when you say that Daniel Jones shit, it's like in my ears, bro. Because it's like, no, dude,
I know
we
on two different sides of the coin.
I know.
But Shakes, what's harder to find, a quarterback or a running back? So if Daniel Jones balls out, they're going to keep Daniel Jones. Yeah, it's so hard to find a good quarterback in the NFL.
But that's my thing, bro.
And we're not saying he's a good quarterback either, by the way.
I've been lobbying all off season is go ahead. You're going to have your running back, and you're going to draft your quarterback next year. Period. There's going to be 5 to 6 guys, I believe, that's going to be there in next year's draft. All right.
Well, especially if we think
solid 5 to 6 guys.
We get it. Do they get it though? We get it.
I hope they do.
The thing about Saquon Barkley that's gonna make him hard to get this contract.
Say that again, Big Pat.
Yeah, the hard thing about Saquon Barkley's contract after this season is the contracts of Ezekiel Elliott, Christian McCaffrey, Le'Veon Bell. Yep. Those contracts were so bad because their production dropped off so much after those contracts. The only guy that could really save the running backs is King Henry. And if he has a lackluster season this year, I believe that running back market is going to take a huge dip until Jonathan Taylor comes up for his contract. So I think Saquon Barkley is going to have to get close to those 2,000 all-purpose yards that you're saying that he can get this year, which I believe he can. I believe he could be one of the first running backs to get 1,000 yards receiving, 1,000 yards rushing in 1 year, if they make him the focal point of the offense. Because this offense is so wide open. If he's getting those passes, he's carving them up, and then you hand him off the ball, he can run a 70-yard run in a heartbeat. Yeah, he can actually do it.
Yep.
But the thing is, are you willing to put $20 million into a running back that's been hurt his whole career except for his rookie year?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I love Saquon Barkley. Man, I love Saquon Barkley with the best of them. I think he's one of the greatest talents that's ever came to the NFL, to be honest with you. Because a guy that big, running that fast, and that shifty, that doesn't happen. He's the
Nope.
closest thing to Barry Sanders I've seen since Barry Sanders. And just to say how great Barry Sanders was, I don't think Saquon Barkley is that close to Barry Sanders when it comes to running that ball. But
Not at all.
it's going to be hard to give running backs contracts. And if King Henry has a lackluster season, running backs ain't going to get no money, bro. I'm telling you.
Saying. No, and that's what's saddening and disheartening about it all, because I get it. I get the, the societal switch. And I say that word societal because it's like the whole NFL as a society has literally shunned this position. You know what I'm saying? Because they think that, like what you were saying earlier about the full receivers and this, that, and everything got to be, blow the top off everything. But you prefer a running back, old school. You know what I'm saying? I was like, same here. I had that same fundamental principle when it come to football, and it seemed like over the years that they have literally shunned this position and literally forced a public devaluation of it. You know what I mean? But it's still valued if you use it right. And the problem is, motherfuckers don't use it right. I'm just saying. I ain't about to, just because they over there and they in the building, I ain't giving them all that goddamn credit just because you're in the building. I've been sitting on the couch for years, talented as hell. Just motherfuckers ain't called me yet. You understand? But that's all I'm saying. I know what the hell I'm talking about. It's like, it's a fundamental principle, and running backs are dope. They need to stop that bullshit. But that's my time, bro. Hey, peace out. Y'all be good, man. Have a good show, and I'll holler at y'all later. I gotta get back to work.
All right, bro.
I'll
tell you what hurt the running back tremendously, even more than those contracts that I mentioned. That Todd Gurley contract. When Todd Gurley got that money after he had those seasons with the Rams and he fell off a cliff, that really hurt the running back market. That was the first one that hurt the running back market. Him and Le'Veon Bell. Because Le'Veon Bell didn't do a damn thing after he got that money from the Jet. And Todd Gurley didn't do anything after he got that money Rams.
Well, they ran Todd Gurley into the ground for 5 years. He was their offense. But if you look at the NFL team defense, we were talking about that earlier, a lot of the teams in the top 15 run the ball effectively. So I think that's still going to be a big part of the game. I just don't think you're going to see the feature backs like we grew up with as kids, really from the 60s, 50s into the, like early 2000s, even the Giants Super Bowl win against the Patriots. We had Earth, Wind, and Fire, right? So like we had three decent running backs, not one great one, but like three, like Brandon Jacobs, Ahmad Bradshaw, and it was Ward, right? Aaron, I can never remember his first name, but
Derek Ward, I think it was Derek.
Derek Ward, that sounds right. And I agree 100%. I actually think Derrick Henry's going to fall off a cliff this year, and I don't think it'll have anything to do with him not being one of the greatest running backs of all time. I just feel like, they know that team now, and they have not been able to do anything in the playoffs, even with him running the ball. And I think it's just because by the time he gets to the end of the year, especially in now a 17-game season, it's brutal. But like you were saying, teams are going with nickel package. If you can run the ball effectively, man, you can have 8 yards of carry if you have good run blocking,
That's a fact.
Man, I like this show, guys. Y'all keep doing this, man, for real. I should have been on here a long time ago.
Appreciate it, man.
Honest opinion on this thing, guys. Honest opinion on this team. Let's take out the fandom. Let's take out our extreme love for the Giants. Just let's look at them like we're looking at the Cowboys or something and just judge this team. Do you believe that this team could be any good this year just by looking at this team, looking at what we're trying to prove and what we're trying to get done, what has been done so far? I know it's just training camp. I can't wait to do the first preseason game. And I call those games, by the way. You guys tune in.
No doubt.
Just give me an honest assessment of this team, man. What's going on, Chosen One?
What's going on, baby? How you?
Good, good. I just want you guys' honest opinion about this team.
You
All right,
should.
Shakes,
Just
want to
in
set it
general.
off?
Right now?
Go ahead, let E go ahead. Since he just came in. The floor
All
is
right.
yours, bro.
Well, my honest opinion about this team is one. Everybody's heard me say this a million times. I'm happy that we're going to be playing millennial football. That's number one. I'm very excited about the coaches that we got on every side of the ball, our new GM. So the excitement from the regime carries over from what they've accomplished before they arrived here, which allows me to be confident enough to say I am very excited about this team. But there are some things that has been going on in the preseason and training camp that, you know, the injuries, it starts to give you a little PTSD. But overall, I think that the team is headed in the right direction, starting from the top, for the very first time in a long time. And I'm confident, and I don't know if you want a record or not, but I think we can pull out at least the minimum of 10 games this season with the talent we have on this roster and the coaches that we have on this staff. And plus, we're playing in the NFC least. On top of that, we're playing in the NFC conference that is very weak. So it all, you know, it all contributes to my thought process on that.
You might as well go ahead, Black, yo, with y'all blue Kool-Aid shit, man. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right. Well, he the chosen one. He the chosen one. Also, he always lays it out pretty smooth, man. Shout out to the brother, man. I gotta be totally honest with you, man. We're finally actually getting back to playing, like my man said, millennial football, but just football in general. I don't know what the hell we were doing the past few years. I have no idea. Outside of just the injuries, you know, the football acclimate there was just terrible. One of y'all got a vibrator jumping. I don't know what's happening there.
Word.
But the honest truth is this, man. From top to bottom, we haven't had true football guys in the building. I think finally we got the mirrors out of the football activities.
Thank
So
God.
now we can actually get to football. We got Chris and them out of there, John Mara and them finally, you know, backing up. You let Joe, you know, Shane and them get in there, let them do their job for real. Okay. And so, you know, we bought a tandem in here, Batman and Robin tandem. They shouldn't have any problems. This is not like you getting a GM and then also saying that, hey, we need to hire this head coach outside of what the GM thinks. These guys came in as a tandem. So now we can now build a football team. In order to do so, we got to get out of some of the cap hell we had. So, you know, that's what we're doing now, some bloodletting. But ultimately, we are in the right direction. The only key piece we need to figure out is the most major, is the quarterback position. Once we figure that out, everything else is downhill from there. You could plug and play.
Okay.
All right. All right. So let me start with the good, right? I'm going to start with the good. I think we're going to be a competitive team. Each Sunday, you're going to see a competitive team. Now, some games we're going to get blown out. But for the most part, we're going to be a competitive team. Now, the thing about it is, just like my boy just said, the quarterback position. If you don't have one, you're not going to win. So, we're not going to win. Okay? 6 wins for us. That's my expectation. That's it. But if we show that we're a competitive team and we in prime position to get a quarterback, so we'll be good and a competitive team moving forward. I believe in this coaching staff. I believe in the GM. I think they have made great moves in their debut. So going forward, I think they're good. It's just that they stuck with Daniel Jones, so they're gonna be stuck with losing right now.
So you went 2 wins up. So you upped your win total to 2.
No, actually, I went down. I was actually at 7 when we did the schedule release,
I thought
and
you
now
I
it's
thought
at
you
6.
was definitely 4-13. I don't know what made me think you was 4-13.
Which go
Okay.
back and watch that episode schedule release.
I was about to say it's up there. So
I did my
Good.
schedule
you can
piece. I had us winning 10 games. Over at the with the Big Blue Crew, we have a thing we go by. Monica, we go by 11-6. Back in our bullshit. Shout out to Big Blue Lou. You guys go subscribe to him, G Nation Inside Sports. 11-6 can definitely be possible with this team, but I have to
break that down. Break that down, my brother.
I have to give Shakes a little respect on what he's saying, because it is true. If your quarterback is not good at all, it's going to be hard to win 11 games.
Mm-hmm.
But to go against that, there are quarterbacks out there named Trent Dilfer who actually won a Super Bowl and didn't do a damn thing with the Ravens defense. There's a quarterback named Brad Johnson that won a Super Bowl that do a damn thing with that Buccaneers defense. Defense shines the way I think this defense can.
Okay, hold on real quick before you finish that. To your point, they gotta be special motherfucking defenses that we still remember to this day.
Yeah,
to this day.
We don't have that. We don't have that.
I said they have a chance. They have a chance to be though. 11-6 past the blunt, Dan Cam. But my honest assessment, if Daniel Jones even plays half decent this year, I think we got a chance to be in that playoff race in the NFC around 9-8, 10-7, maybe 11-6. We have somewhere.
You know what? I'm so happy you said that, because I have to ask you.
Go ahead.
What do you think of Daniel Jones as a whole? His play, the Giants team, everything as a whole. What do you think about it? Everything.
I'm gonna ask a couple of questions. Just ask a question before I get into my thing. And with the Giants the past 4 years, I want to say 4 years. Daniel Jones has played 4 years. So what quarterback do you think would have succeeded with the situation that happened with Daniel Jones over here with the New York Giants? Just look at the whole situation.
None. Me, I'm going early. None. And I tell people that. People think, oh, if you would have plugged Herbert in there, if you would have put Joe Burrow in there, okay. Y'all can talk about that. None.
Listen to this. Joe Burrow didn't have a winning season until last year. And that's when they got my boy over there, the receiver.
Yeah, my son, Jamar Chase.
But you got to think, he had a bad offensive line. He made it to the Super Bowl. Yes, the offensive line was bad with the Bengals, but he told you himself a lot of times he held the ball too long because he was trying to make something happen. And on the other side of it, Joe Mixon was still healthy. Chase was healthy. Boyd was healthy. Higgins was healthy. Usman was healthy. Daniel Jones had a bad offensive line. Barkley was hurt. Tony was hurt. Galladay was hurt. Slayton was hurt. Shepard was hurt. Andrew Thomas, his best offensive lineman, got hurt. Nick Gates, his best center, got hurt. Come on, I mean, even Nate Solder got hurt, and he was trash.
You talking right to E. You talking right to E.
Justin Herbert, if you want to go ride on him, Justin Herbert hasn't even made the playoffs yet with the Chargers, and they got studs all through that roster. Even more studs this year. So what do you think that he would have did over here with the Giants? The Giants one of the worst situations in the NFL when it came to offense. You had no offensive line. You had no weapons healthy. Your running back is gone. You got Joe Judge as your coach.
Facts.
And he went over to the Patriots. Yeah, he went over to the Patriots. And they just said, what the hell is wrong with the offense? Because what was he calling? He lost out to Matt Patricia, who's known to be a horrible offensive play caller. That's how bad Joe Judge was. Jason Garrett was even worse because he didn't want to be underneath Joe Judge for the first place. And then Jason Garrett, when he lost his job, he couldn't even get the coaching job at Duke. He lost out on that. And now he was calling games for the USFL. You got an offensive line coach that checked out because he already had the job at Florida, just waiting to go. So he checked out. You got a GM that can't draft. And you got an owner that's sticking his nose in the business that he doesn't know what he's doing because he's repeating what his dad did in the 70s before they gave the job to not Ernie Accorsi, but the other guy right before Accorsi. Look up the 70s. This is the same shit that was happening in the 70s when the Duke was putting his nose in all the business and he wasn't doing right by the team. It's the same exact thing. Look at those years in the 70s, how bad we were. They're doing the same thing. So I ask you guys, what quarterback could have came? Patrick Mahomes admitted himself that he didn't know how to read coverages till his third year. You know what helped out Patrick Mahomes? Being behind Alex Smith for that year and a half, and Andy Reid. Ain't no Andy Reid over here with the Giants.
Yeah,
Teach it. Teach it.
You had no teachers over here. So I ask you guys, what quarterback would have succeeded here? And then look how bad it got. Look how bad it got when Daniel Jones got hurt. You say Daniel Jones is so trash. Look how bad it got when Daniel Jones got hurt, when we put in Jake Fromm and Mike Glennon.
We won 0 games
We
when
look
he
like
got hurt.
we look like a high school offense going against pro. When I look at the games that I called, that before when they did those 2 quarterback sneaks, I said he did that because Jake Fromm, he can't be trusted. I said if he would have let Jake Fromm throw the ball, he would have threw a pick 6. The very next drive, the first throw was a pick 6. So you mean to tell me if Daniel Jones is that trash, why did the offense go that bad when he got hurt?
Talk back
That's
to him.
why you got to give him this final year to see what he can do if he has a decent offensive line. Because when that offensive line was blocking the Saints game, they were the #1 ranked defense at that time, and he threw for over 400 yards that game because the offensive line didn't allow any pressure that game, and he carved them up. So I think he's the type of quarterback that, no, he's not some special quarterback that all these Giants fans want because the millennial. You say we run a millennial offense. We want that quarterback that can make stuff happen and all that. I think Daniel Jones is a traditional quarterback that if you protect, you give him protection, he will carve you up. Drew Brees is a perfect example. If that pocket breaks down with Drew Brees, it was over with. But as long as you gave Drew Brees that pocket, it was over with. It doesn't matter who you is. If you give Drew Brees time, he's going to find somebody, and it's going to be over with. Same thing with Peyton Manning. Name how many teams Peyton Manning played with a bad offensive line. I could name one, and that his rookie year, and he threw 28 interceptions that year.
Yeah. I was about to
After
say.
that,
they moved to that hurry up too. You know,
right?
Like, fuck
they
that.
moved
He
to
ain't
that
even
hurry
go
up
to Denver.
offense.
He's like, all right, I'll go to Denver, but y'all better get me a line, goddamn.
Look, why you think Tom Brady when he left the Patriots? When he left the Patriots, why you think Tom Brady went to the Buccaneers?
But y'all better give me a line, goddamn.
He could have went to the Jets and got revenge on Bill Belichick 2 times a year with the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
He went to the Buccaneers because they had the best offensive line, they had a good running game, and they had 3 basically #1 receivers on that team because he made them go get Antonio Brown, and he brought Gronk with him. You need players around you. Scheme matters. I don't care what anybody says.
Oh, man.
You put any quarterback in that situation Daniel Jones has been in the past 4 years, they won't be who they were. Justin Herbert will be just another guy. Mahomes will be just Mahomes.
Yeah, say something, Shake. Shake say the word.
Pat, do me a favor.
Yeah.
Do me a favor before Shakes go. Check your genealogy and see if the Dandridges is in your bloodline.
I don't know.
All right? Check your genealogy, bro, and let me know. All right.
I'll tell you this: Mahomes would have been worse because he admitted that he couldn't read coverages until his 3rd year. So you imagine a quarterback with no offensive line, no weapons, and can't read coverages? He would have threw like 30 picks.
Yeah, backyard ball all day.
I can't wait to hear what Shake's got to say.
One last thing. What happened with the Chiefs last year before they blew up when that offensive line wasn't jailed? Didn't Patrick Mahomes lead the league in turnovers?
4 games in a row, losing streak. Everybody thought it was over.
Yeah, they were saying, "Is it over?" You know, what's going on?
When the line jailed, guess what happened? They went off, and he didn't have no injuries on that team. Only one that was gone was Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and he was always gone. So the offensive line means that much. Look what happened in the Super Bowl when his 2 offensive linemen went down. When the starters went down, they got killed. In the beginning of this year, he damn near had a concussion. He was getting hit so hard behind that offensive line until everybody came back and they jailed. And then that's when they started going off. The only quarterback I know that balled out that didn't have a real good offensive line was Andrew Luck, and he had to retire early.
Because guess what?
Because he was getting smacked.
Russell Wilson the last couple of years has put up pretty good numbers, and he hasn't had an offensive line, but you're right. Yeah.
Dangerous has not been nowhere near dangerous the past 2 years. I'm sorry. He has not been the same guy the past 2 years.
But that's because Seattle has had tough time pass protecting, though. I think
Exactly. That's my
Keep talking.
point.
Yeah.
Point.
The offensive line
That's
is
the point.
terrible. That's what
A Hall of Fame quarterback is having a tough time. Why? Because the offensive line is trash.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, you were correct,
Yeah.
Big Pats. That was George Young from 79 and 97, and then Henry, of course, he took over.
Yeah.
And then the Saints finished the NFL with the fourth best defense. So when we, like you were talking about when they carved them up because they didn't get any pressure, they still finished the NFL with the fourth best defense. And the top 15, the Rams were the 15th best defense. I know we were talking about that a little bit earlier. I just wanted to go back and reference it for you guys. We had the 23rd ranked defense last year. I don't think it's a stretch to say that we could make it up like 8 spots to the top 15. I feel like we could be in the top 15.
I think Leonard Williams
should
will be
be.
absolute monster this year.
And if you look at the top 10, almost all of them are playoff teams. Top 12, top 15. Everyone was your outliers. The Denver Broncos were 3. They're going to be really good this year. And the Colts missed the playoffs. They were top 10. And then Seattle was top 12 and Cleveland was 14 and they didn't make the playoffs, but
And I'm going to tell you something else about that quarterback. Everybody wants to jump on.
Hold up, Big Pat, because I've been waiting, bro. All right. I've
Yeah,
been waiting.
I want to hear this.
I
We gonna
heard
hear
you
this.
all, right? Here's the thing. It's the same shit that I've been saying, right? But that is a different quarterback. I've been saying that for Eli Manning, right? Like I'm like, yo, you gotta give him this shit, right? Now the difference is that one's a great, amazing Hall of Fame quarterback, and another one is a bum. Just because you don't have the protection, just because you don't have the weapons, don't mean that you're great. Okay? It doesn't mean that.
I never said that Daniel Jones was great.
I know that. I just wanted to put a whole ad-libs with the E in it. I want to hear what Shake's got to say. Yeah, you're going to hear what I got to say because that is what it is. If you give a quarterback protection, always said that. Same for Eli Manning. Give him fucking protection, you're going to see fucking top 5 quarterback. But if you don't, you're going to see the damn quarterback that got pushed the fuck out.
Okay.
So you're not saying nothing that I don't already know, Pat, right? But the difference is that this quarterback is a straight bum. Okay? That's the difference. And yeah, we're going to get to see it because now he gets a little more protection and he got some weapons now. So we get to see him and he got a coach that can actually coach him up. So that's great. But all in all, to end all the story, he's still a fucking bum. Bread is bread, ham is ham, and he's just a bum. Period.
So let me ask you this.
Mm-hmm.
How can you say that somebody's a bum that had all that to begin his career? Eli Manning never went through that in the beginning of his career.
Fact.
They got Eli Manning a line after his first or second year, and then he showed you what he had. And he had a running game, and he had a defense. Eli Manning, the difference between Eli Manning and Daniel Jones is that Eli Manning showed that he was a motherfucker when it came down to winning time. And he was allowed to do that because he had Tom Coughlin as a coach, and they got him an offensive line. What was happening to the Eli Manning his rookie year? He was getting killed. You remember that Eagles game his rookie year? I was like, how the hell is this dude come back up?
Oh, and Tiki was destroying him in the media.
Hold on.
You know what? Let him go.
Hold on, Big Pat, though.
Hold on one second, Shake, and I'm gonna let you go. Mm-hmm. What was Eli Manning's record those years towards the end of his career when they didn't have an offensive line around him? What was his records those years? Didn't we have top picks every year?
No, not every year. But 8 and
so
8, 7 and 9. Yeah,
2017, 2018. We didn't have a number 2 pick to get Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, that's what Gettleman era. Yeah.
Wasn't everybody saying
era? That's Gettleman's era. We talking about from 04 to 18?
04 to like 15, he had offensive lines. Those 2 years when he had offensive lines, we won the Super Bowl. Yes, he
That
proved he was
offensive
a
line
good
was
quarterback.
declining in
But
2011.
how can you prove that you're good if you never had anything? You guys are talking like he had a situation like Baker Mayfield. Baker Mayfield had a top offensive line. He had 2 good tight ends, 3 good receivers, best running game in the league, and he still couldn't get it done.
Yeah, no, he's
He's a bum, but what Daniel Jones had compared to Baker Mayfield is the complete opposite. His whole career.
And what
You
I'm
see
going
what
to
I'm
tell you,
saying?
right? I
That's
get
like
you.
that's
Let me tell
like
you this. Let me break this shit down right to you. Hold on, Pat. Right? Because in the first years that you speak of with Eli Manning, right? And I wasn't with you back then. You wasn't with me, right? But I believe that you know football and you know sports. So I guaranteed you was like, this quarterback is good. Yes, quarterback is good. Yeah, he's in some bullshit. Yeah, we don't know if he's going to be a winner or not, but I guaranteed you said this guy was good. All right.
You
Now,
talking about Eli?
fast
Are you
forward.
talking
Hold
about
on. Let me
Eli?
finish. Hold on.
You
Chill.
talking about Eli. You talking about Eli.
Yeah, we're talking about Eli. Now, hold on. Right now, when you look at Daniel Jones, you'll say he's bad. Or if you probably say, all right, I just need to see. That's fine. But my thing is, with Eli Manning, you knew he was a good quarterback that needed those things around him, right? We are saying that Daniel Jones is a bum that didn't have those things around him. Well, that's what I'm saying. All right. So, period. When I look at it, I say Eli Manning did what he had to do to win a game. Daniel Jones, when it's time to win a game, he fucks it up every time. Every time that I wanted to root for him, Big Pat, every time he fumbles and bumbles it away. Every time. So for that, he's a bum, Big Pat. And you could keep on having a faith that maybe he will come around and be a great quarterback because maybe he got some protection right now and maybe he got some motherfucking targets. But all in all, ham is ham and he's a bum. And that's what it is, bro.
So
you
Pat, let me jump in, Pat, because I love this conversation so much because people forget, and I cannot stand it. Eli Manning's first 3 years, they wanted to shoot his face off in New York City. They hated him. They hated him. When I tell you, they hated Eli Manning so bad, they didn't even want to show up to watch him play games. And look at his record in the first 3 years. That's what New York was about. New York is about winning. And if you come in here as the number 1 pick and you ain't winning, it's off with your head. They wanted his head for his first 3 years until he won that Super Bowl. Tom Coughlin was on his way out the building twice.
Right.
Let's stop forgetting this shit. It pisses me off when we sit here and talk about the greatest quarterback in Giants history that we all love, but let's not forget the legacy, how it started, where it started from, and how it got there. We wanted to stab him. All right? Daily. So let's talk about that. And he had way more. And Pat, I stress that, how much Eli Manning had. So therefore, for him to be broken down with a running back like Tiki Barber, top 5 dead or alive, for a defense, top 10 every year, and he still wanted this head off. So for Daniel Jones not to have none of that, and any quarterback that would have came in here, God rest his soul, Dwayne Haskins, right? Because that's who I wanted. He would have went through everything that he's going through now. And then the anomaly, Pat, for last. 11 offensive starters were hurt last season. You only get 11 people to start. The whole entire 11 people was hurt. Never seen it before. So no, I get where you're coming from, Pat. And let me say, I told you our genealogy may be the same. You're not a Daniel Jones fan. You're a New York Giants fan, and you're a supporter of your team. So you want to see the person that's back there produce. He's playing for his career, and we will see it all starting September 11th. But I cannot stand the misconstruing. I cannot stand the personal feelings, and I cannot stand the memory loss. Let's not start acting like we don't know the history of our team because of personal feelings. Let that shit move and bring in reality. Eli Manning wanted to be dead, DED dead, in his first 3 years. Now we can move on.
I got one question for Shake. Was you saying Daniel Jones a bum after his rookie year?
No.
Yeah. Well,
No.
So a quarterback that sets the almost sets the NFL record for touchdowns in his rookie year, because he did that. Don't act like he didn't throw 24 touchdowns and only threw 12 picks. He had a lot of fumbles. Okay,
and how
cool.
many turnovers? 17.
Yeah, he still threw 24 touchdowns.
Almost 20 turnovers. He almost had more turnovers than touchdowns.
Hold on. He threw 24 touchdowns. I think he had like 20 turnovers. He threw like what was it like 10 picks or 11 picks, and he had like 7 lost fumbles because the offensive line was getting him killed. Even though he should have had better pocket presence, but he was a rookie. Rookies do that. Hey, Manning threw 28 interceptions in his rookie year. Yeah, what was his stats? 24 touchdowns. How many picks he threw? He threw 12 picks. How many fumbles lost he had?
Thank you. I'm glad. I was waiting for him to say this, and I'm gonna put this comment right up for E, so he can just calm it down. Because
he had like 20 turnovers that year. But nobody was saying Daniel Jones was an absolute bum after his rookie year. I don't care what you was talking about. And I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm going to keep it real with you. Dan Cam may have memory loss too. Shakes did not call. Shakes did not call. Yo, really? Shakes did not call Daniel Jones a bum after his rookie year.
Because I know exactly where the audio is, man. And I'm gonna put it up on YouTube.
So a quarterback that throws 24 touchdowns is only 12 picks is a bum. That's what you're saying?
He did not call him a bum. He was only mad that Eli Manning didn't finish out his career on the field. That was the personal feeling. He wasn't a bum.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, Shakes, and then I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna say this. After his rookie year with Pat Shermer, who created a system for Daniel Jones, he wanted Daniel Jones. He created a system for Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones had his best year when he had a system that was created for him. He threw 24 touchdowns to who? Who? Slayton? Who else was out there with him?
Golden Tate, Darius Slayton, Evan Ingram. I could tell you everybody who was there. And a bunch of shift mates.
Evan Ingram drops everything. Slayton was a rookie. Golden Tate was suspended the first 4 games.
Yeah.
And Shepard got hurt again. So who was he throwing it to? And he still threw 24 touchdowns. Yes, he had fumbles. It was his rookie year. He had to work on that. They got rid of Pat Shermer, took away his system, and they brought in Joe Judge, who went over to the Patriots and couldn't even call the plays for the Patriots.
Yeah, me fooled.
None of these other quarterbacks, that people mention have coaches like that. Herbert, he has the coach over there with the Chargers. He's very good. I forget his name all the time. Joe Burrow, I forget the Bengals coach name all the time. He's very good with offense. Patrick Mahomes has Andy Reid, one of the best offensive minds, if not the best offensive mind in the game, besides the guy that started with the 49ers with Joe Montana.
Brandon Staley is the head coach of the Chargers, and you're talking about Bill Walsh.
Right. Everybody, what did Deshaun Watson do when he had a bad team over there with the Texans? Yes, he put up stats, but guess what? They still only had 4 wins. The same amount of wins Daniel Jones had with this team. The same amount of wins. But people will make the excuse, the defense didn't do anything for Deshaun Watson. Well, goddamn. Nobody did anything for Daniel Jones over here. He had nobody. He was throwing to Alex Bachman. Fucking Seal.
You can't do that, bro.
DJ Board.
You can't do that, bro. This motherfucker was throwing for 4,000, 5,000 yards and doing all he can to win 4 games, while Daniel Jones is sitting there bumbling and bumbling all the games away.
Bro.
No, bro. Daniel Jones is trash, bro.
He had Will Fuller. Bro. He had a healthy team over there with the Texans. It's just their defense was that bad. Nobody. Deshaun Watson that year did not have his whole offense hurt that year. They were still good on offense. It's just that their defense sucked that year.
He
Look
did
what
also
J.J.
have
Watt
DeAndre
did.
Hopkins too. He had DeAndre Hopkins.
Yo, you can't tell nobody nothing, man. You can tell anybody anything about everybody else, but they won't give this dude the benefit of the doubt. But let me tell you something. All of our questions is going to be answered for over every side, every fan or not, or whoever. Everything is going to be answered. So all of these conversations that we having right now are going to come to an end. And I am happy about it because there's another player, right, who's synonymous with Daniel Jones that I am wearing his jersey right now. His questions are going to be answered too. So for every Giants fan in America, for everybody watching this show, please like and subscribe, hit the bell. We are going to have the answers. We no longer have to wait for anything. Everybody talked about him not having a line. Everybody talked about him not having receivers. Everybody talked about the senseis in the building, as we call them. Everybody talked about the hierarchy. We're going to lose because John Mayer and Chris Mayer still people in the building. And if Tish bring his ass from L.A. and stop being in Playboy Mansion, being Hugh Hefner Jr., we could probably get some things done. Now we have everything we need. So all the comments, all the questions, all the interviews, all the round tables, all that shit is going to come to an end. In Spanish, finito. It's over. We get to see it.
And I always ask people this question, and they always want to say,
you gotta come through in the season so we can talk about this more. But go ahead.
Oh yeah, I got you, bro. I'm here. I like this. I'm here. But I always ask people this question. They always look at me like I'm just the biggest fool possible, and I don't understand it, because when I tell you that scheme matters and health matters and player matters, it's an NFL team's the ultimate team sport. Everything has to work for you to have a really good team. If you put Patrick Mahomes in this situation, you take away Andy Reid, you take away Mike Kafka, you take away not Jason Kelce, but Kelce. You take away Tyreek Hill, you take away McCole Hardman, and you take away their running backs, and you make their offensive line bad. What would Patrick Mahomes be?
Well, they had Kareem Hunt too.
Yeah, they had Kareem Hunt when he was doing well.
Yeah.
People act like scheme and shit don't matter. That shit matters, bro. I don't care what quarterback you got out there. If you got a scheme where people know to play, look at the way they were. If you looked at the games, look at the way the defenses played us. They knew it. The linebackers never moved past that hitch route Evan Ingram was going to run. Yes. They stood right there every time.
Well, and he would drop the ones that are fucking anybody should catch too. Evan Ingram, but I want to say this.
Was that? Whose son was that?
Times, and I said it. I said it in Spaces earlier today. I do know legit NFL-minded coaches that think Daniel Jones is a top 10 quarterback in the NFL and can ball. And I'm not talking fake. I'm talking real good national championship winning coaches that think he can ball out. And I'm saying, like, the guy I heard this from is not hyperbolic. The real ones he says are real, and he's not a big Mahomes fan. He says Andy Reid schemes a lot of. He's a one-read quarterback. He talks about the issues with Lamar Jackson and how, you know, limiting he's not saying that these guys can't be good players, but he's been very complimentary of Daniel Jones. And, you know, what I love about this argument is when we get people that really know what they're talking about, like yourself, and E, you're on the same side. And then you get Shakes, who's passionately the anti-Daniel Jones community, but everybody makes a legit point. Like, but like I said, I've heard from real legit people, not internet trolls and sports writers, that they think Daniel Jones can play. And so I think like his rookie year with Shermer was good. I think Shermer is an offensive coordinator. Very much, you know, and that's the problem. That's why Shermer lost that team, because he had the fucking personality of a gnat. You know, it's like, Coughlin was losing. People forget Coughlin was losing the team until his son-in-law, Chris Snee, who was on the team, said, "Hey, you need to act more like you do with the family." And then
can I say something, Big? Can I say something?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I'm happy you said that. Now I want everybody again to go into their history books. Pat, you're gonna love this. This is what I do to people. I want everybody to remember how Pat Shurmur did not get along with Eli Manning. How he was so frustrated with him at times. How they would pan over to Pat Shurmur and you would see shit like this come out of his mouth.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Stop fucking forgetting.
Yep. I didn't forget that.
Stop.
Yeah, I didn't forget that.
Okay?
Nobody did, bro.
It used to go this way. That is also what ran him out of the building. Okay? Because we all know Eli Manning built MetLife.
Yeah.
All right? So if you're talking crazy, you know what time it is. It definitely ain't him, it's you. And Pat Shurmur dug that "it's me," even though it ain't me, hole already in the ground. So it was easy to bury.
The title of the track is "With Daniel Jones, It's Never Been the Same After Shurmur Left." It's because he was drafted for that particular system. He was drafted for these West Coast systems.
Thank you.
So,
thank you, Black.
You know.
And when Joe Judge came over, you know how many people Joe Judge stunted their growth? Caden Smith. Slayton was balling his rookie year, and now Slayton, shit, he's holding on by a thread.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to make the team. I think he's going to.
I don't think so.
It's like the guys with Daniel Jones and say that he's a complete bum. That's crazy because this guy's been really the only reason why you watch the fucking Giants the past 3 years.
Daniel Jones, yeah. Danny Dimes, baby.
Not me.
Saquon ain't been on the field, so his point is valid.
No, I agree. I agree with you.
Who was you watching the Giants for?
Because I'm a hardcore Giant fan.
If you're literally watching the games, you were literally watching that game to see if Daniel Jones could pull a rabbit out of the hat. That's why people hate him, because he can't pull a rabbit out of the hat. Even though all these other quarterbacks, do you know Lamar Jackson had a literal system built for him in Baltimore when he drafted to Baltimore?
Yeah, he know that. He know that.
You know that. You definitely know that.
Lamar Jackson wouldn't be Lamar Jackson if he had to go into a situation like the Giants. Yeah, he would have made a couple amazing plays because he can do that. But as far as winning games, no.
Hey, Sarah, thanks for coming in. Appreciate you. She says Joe Judge, where players go to die.
Right.
Amen, Sarah. Amen.
Do you know this man Joe Judge? The more that I think about it, do you know this man Joe Judge was just wasting roster spots? This man had 2 fullbacks on a 53-man roster. For what? We had to have a fullback to block in the running game. And he made special teams.
And I called that one too. That's
he had like 6 special teams players with roster locks on a 53-man roster. That's crazy. And you mean that's like you being a mechanic and they tell you to fix this truck, but all your tools are broken, all the batteries in your drills don't work. You don't have anything to go on and lift the engine up to get the engine taken out. And you tell them, well, I can't do this because I don't have the tools. And they tell you, you know what? You suck. Fucking suck. Get out of here. You're fired.
Yo, Pat, I'm not going to lie to you, though. And I'm going to admit this on camera. Joe Judge was the E-whisperer. He had me, bro. I'm going to keep it all the way real with you. Let me tell you something. The interviews when he was like, look, we're going to go out. We're going to punch him in the mouth. We're going to play heavy-handed, violent football. Somebody's going to die on Sunday, and it's not going to be us. I'm in the back like, yeah, Joe Judge. He had me.
But you know what? That first season, that defense really played their ass off that first season. I think that was just a team that was in tune with each other, and they loved playing with each other. And they had a chance. And if Evan Ingram, sorry ass, didn't drop that ball against the Eagles, we would have been in the playoffs. It wouldn't have been Washington. It would have been us.
That's right. Nobody wants to talk about that.
Guess what? You can't blame Daniel Jones.
We wanted him out of here.
Daniel Jones for everything because Evan Ingram went to camp and did the same exact thing with the Bengals with the Jaguars the first freaking practice. Tips it up in the air and doing the same thing. Joe Judge doing the same thing He did over here with us with the Patriots, and now he damn near lost his job. Jason Garrett couldn't even get a job. Gettleman had to retire. Mara had to step back. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
All the people that was in Rome, they're no longer here. And they're doing the same thing that they were doing with other teams. Or John Mara. You know how glad I was when I seen John Mara look like a little ass boy in that motherfucking draft room when he had to sit down. They wouldn't even let him talk to the players.
Shout out to Dan C.
Do you know how many interceptions? Do you know how many interceptions Evan Ingram caused Daniel Jones his second year? Half of Daniel Jones' interceptions was because Evan Ingram took the ball in the air. The only really bad game Daniel Jones had last year was that Rams game where he played terrible. And one of those interceptions because Shepard fell on his route. Now the other two were horrible. And just because you say Daniel Jones is not the worst quarterback in the league doesn't mean you're saying that he's a Hall of Famer. People got to get that out of their mind.
Right.
Just because I say he doesn't
It's a good thing. Yeah, I'm glad you said that. Question though. I'm glad you said that.
Here's the question though. All right, so he comes out and he performs, right? You give him the contract?
Great, Black.
Good
one.
If he puts up, I'm telling you, this is just my opinion. He's going to have to put up an MVP caliber year for this regime to give them the keys to this franchise because he's not their guy. I understand that.
That's the only reason why I'm asking you that. The only reason I'm asking you that is because we are kind of going in loops with this information. And what happens here is now we're going to get to see what's going to really happen. But the problem is that I don't even believe you want to give him the money.
Nope.
I don't.
And all that lobbying, and he ain't even trying to give it to him. So.
You know why? Because the situation is bad. I'm a realist. The situation is bad.
I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. 110%, brother.
You have a quarterback that's been here 4 years. That's like being in a relationship. Yeah, some things happen. Yep. Some things happen.
It's over.
And it gets bad. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
yes, sir. We ran out of time with that relationship, Pat. We ran out of time with that.
That's all it is.
It runs out of time. You both have great intentions for each other. It's just not working. I don't care what happens. If injuries happen this year or the line play bad this year, he has to go because now it may be you just got bad juju and you just need to break up. For some reason, nothing can go right around.
We just got the reason why I said earlier he may be just playing for his career, man, somewhere else, man. You know,
that's what I said. He's playing for his career.
I think he's playing for his. I think he's playing for his career in general to be in the league. Because if he has a whole nother arm,
exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying, bro.
Exactly. But don't get it twisted. Just because I say that I probably wouldn't give him the money unless he balls out. Only reason why I wouldn't give him the money because it's not fair to my new regime. It's not fair to my head coach that I just hired.
Right.
Both head coaches get to bring in their own guy. And if this guy is not balling out, there's no way I'm going to tell him, oh, you got to keep Daniel Jones, even though he had a subpar season, 18 touchdowns, 10 interceptions. That's not good enough.
Right.
Nah.
Right.
I'm a realist about this. I know that kid. I know that we probably shouldn't move forward with this kid unless he balls out, but I do know that he's been one of the worst situations possible.
Right. And that's what that's about.
I call it an abusive relationship, me personally.
That's
right.
An
abusive relationship.
Right. Daniel Jones has been every interview.
Maybe Daniel Jones is the one that needs to stop taking these black eyes from the New York Giants and get the fuck away. Maybe he's the one that needs to get away.
Pat,
maybe we're the bum.
He doesn't even know he's being beaten yet. He don't even know he's being beaten upon yet, Pat.
At all.
Everybody wants to call him a bum. Everybody wants to call him a bum, but maybe we were the bums. You see what I'm saying? We were the assholes that didn't treat him right. We the ones that didn't give him an offensive line.
Yeah.
We the ones that
didn't happen, bro.
Pat, isn't that every man that get his first taste? You don't understand that it's a whole bunch of flavors out there in the world. You get your first taste. You addicted to your first taste because it's your first feeling, but you don't realize that it's something that surpasses that feeling as the older, the more mature, and the more you move on in life. So you know what that reminds me of, right? Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, Dan.
Dan Camp says we were the bums for drafting. Maybe we were, sir. Maybe we were. Maybe we were the bums for drafting Saquon Barkley without getting the offensive line first. Maybe
That's
we
fact.
were.
Mm.
Maybe
Yeah,
we
that's
were the
true.
bums for throwing them into a situation like that and not letting them sit behind Eli Manning that year. Yeah, you're probably right.
Mm-hmm.
And hold on, Pat. Let me jump right in.
Those
You know
some valid
why
shot backs,
we?
man. That's some
Do
valid
you
shots,
know
man.
why we were the bums, Pat? Because the owner let it be known. It was our fault. Look what we did to this kid. I'm going to give him a chance at least to play for his career, even if he's not going to play for us.
Right.
Mhm.
It's the only right thing to do. It's the right thing to do for the kid. Now, I think his leash is going to be extremely short. I think if we start off 0-3 or 0-4, they're going to pull him, and rightfully so. Like, this
It
is
has
the
to
thing
be.
that
It has to be for the new regime's career. It has to be.
This is the thing that I can't get. It's the same thing with LeBron James fans. If you say LeBron James is the best of all time, it's like you're saying that he's a bum. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that Daniel Jones is a complete bum. I'm not saying that I'm not even saying he's a Pro Bowl quarterback. I'm saying he's a quarterback that I would like to see if he had an offensive line, because he's shown me when he had an offensive line that was blocking for him, he carved some people up. You can't take that from him. You can't take away his rookie season from him, no matter how much you want to
Nah, we gave
say
him
that he
dimes.
had the
We was
fumbles
calling
and
them dimes,
everything.
man. We ain't gonna hold it. We was calling them
You can't
dimes.
take that away from him.
Yeah, I was.
But you name any
You
other
did too,
quarterback
boy.
in the league that's not Tom Brady or somebody like Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers' punk ass can't even get past the NFC Championship, no matter what they give him.
Hey.
All you
Yeah, that's
Giants fans that go crazy and just feel like we're the worst franchise ever, be a Detroit Lion fan then. Be a Detroit Lion fan that you had Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson had to retire early and you didn't let them go. And then you finally let Matthew Stafford go. And his first year away from your punk ass, he went to the Super Bowl.
Well, hold on. You can name two other franchises, Falcons and Houston Texans. I also think those would be miserable fan bases.
Oh yeah, and if I'm a Vikings fan, I'm miserable too because we ain't never won shit either.
Chargers,
And the Bengals just got something to cheer about this year. They're happy because
they
they
just got
lost the
sexy.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, they just got sexy. Yep.
Yeah.
And people blame Eli for
And
not
let's
wanting
not
to go to
talk
Chargers.
about Browns fans.
Ain't won shit. The best thing about Browns fans is they got LeBron James brought them a championship to the Cleveland Cavaliers, not the Cleveland Browns, the Cavaliers. That's what they care
I'm
about.
about to say he need to play linebacker.
Tight end or something.
So all you
tight
guys
end.
talking about that pissed me off too, E. When they was talking about putting the bag over, you go put a fucking bag over your head. Our franchise got 4 Super Bowls and been to 5.
Right.
Crazy.
And don't understand that I'll take winning a Super Bowl in every motherfucking decade in the last 20 years over you having nothing
Only
in
team.
11 playoff
Only
appearances
team.
in no Super Bowl. I'm
We
good
the
with
only
that.
team.
We got one in the 80s, we got one in the 90s, we got one in the 2000s and the 2010s. We got the first one in the 2010s.
Come on now.
80s,
I'm a good
90s, 2000, and 2010s. You got
8 more years to get one.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
That's crazy.
Only
That's
team. Only team that can say that, bro.
But I'm sorry to go off topic and get so passionate about that, but that kills me when
This
people
the
just
show
act
for it,
like
bro.
I'm
This the show for it, man.
It is. That's it.
For the
people
fans,
just
by the
act like I'm
fans, bro.
saying Daniel Jones is a Hall of Fame quarterback, but just because I'm saying I would like to see what this guy can do behind a decent offensive line and some healthy people.
And Pat, and I'm here to be the first to let you know, brother, we are going to get a chance to see it. Now we have 2 bookends at right tackle and left tackle. That means his blind side and his actual sight side is protected.
Yeah, and if his pocket presence is still trash, then yes, we're gonna have a bad season. But look, we're gonna be able to get somebody in here who can make something happen, and we have a foundation on both sides of the ball with Thibodeau, Ojulari, Neal, and Thomas. That's how you build a franchise. That's why I'm not saying I don't care about this season. I want to see them be able to win some games this season. But I know if we have a bad season and you give Joe Shane and Dabo another good draft, we're gonna do something in the future.
That's a fact.
But all this crap about DJ is just a bum, man, that's the craziest stuff I've ever heard, bro. Like there's no other you can't name another quarterback that came in a situation as bad as Daniel Jones. Maybe
Shakes, can you please answer that question? Because you feel like who could have made it happen in this system? We've had this talk a million times. I would like for you to reiterate.
I know, bro. I know. That's why.
Yeah, it's like beating a horse right now. We got about like 15 minutes left to go, man. And I want you to get your closing statement out. So go ahead, get your closing statement out. Let the people know where they can find you and all that good shit.
Okay, well, closing statement, man. This is Big Pat Sports Talk, man. One Giants content creator, almost at 2,000 subs now. You can find me at Big Pat Sports Talk on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and here on YouTube. My closing statement is, let's just go into this season positive, man. Just see exactly what can happen. We got a whole new regime. More than likely have a new quarterback after this year. Hopefully we'll have the same running back after this year, but he's going to have to ball out too. And let's just hope that we have a healthy team, because I would love to see what this team can do healthy. That's the main reason why we've been sorry these couple of years, because of scheme and health. I wish we could have drafted health in the first round, because if we can draft health and make sure these guys are healthy, maybe we'll have a better season. And maybe if Daniel Jones balls out, and that's another thing I want to say. If Daniel Jones balls out, all you motherfucking Daniel Jones people that was saying that he was just absolute trash, I want to see what y'all going to say when he balls out. Because you're going to look the exact same way when Eli Manning won that Super Bowl when you were saying get rid of Eli Manning. You're going to look the exact same way, except worse. Because you treated Daniel Jones worse. He's been in a way worse situation. But that's the last of it, man.
I hope you get your wish. I hope you get your wish.
I hope we do too, because if he balls out, we have our quarterback. That's the end of it. If we have our quarterback, we right. You know how easy it be for this regime to build this team if we have our quarterback? We good.
That's why I'm so loud.
That's my thought process about it. And nothing against you, Mr. Shakes. I don't want you to feel like I got something against you, bro.
No, this is what we do here, bro.
Yeah, this is what we do, bro.
Here, bro.
Yeah. And a lot of the stuff you said today, we technically went over. We said millions of times, try to defend this kid, but unfortunately, to play on the field with the regime and everything, we just couldn't keep talking about it.
Can't do it against me. You just can't.
I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm ready for the damn season, man. This motherfucker.
Hell yeah, man.
Bro. You ain't the only one.
1 month and 10 days to go. 1 month and 10 days to go.
Hold on, E.
Longest off season I've ever had.
In 10 days, we got the first preseason game.
Yeah, 10 days, first preseason. 10 days. 10 days.
I'm just praying for health, because we need to see a lot of these new children. Right. We need to see a lot of these new children.
Yeah. Kayvon. I got 2 Kayvon jerseys, and I think I'll get them in 2023, but whatever. First time I bought an active player's jersey in like 20 years, it feels like.
Damn.
Yeah. I went old school on y'all. I got the new throwback jersey of Lawrence Taylor, the one that says "Once a Giant, always a Giant" inside the neck.
Oh, nice.
I know that was about 500.
That's what it sounds like.
I was going to talk off camera.
I'll trade that Spider 43 LT for that one, E.
We're going to talk off camera.
Oh, okay.
But man, I definitely appreciate you guys, man. Invite me on the show, man. Just send me the link, man. I could come. Just send me the link. If I can make it, I'll damn sure be here, man. You guys got a nice show here, man.
I apologize for being late today, my brother.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, bro.
Thank you, family.
Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, man. We appreciate you for coming through, man.
Like
and
I said, man,
you know,
welcome
That's right, man.
Yo, if y'all love what y'all seeing, if y'all loving this content, if y'all loving what's going on, like and subscribe, man. We here. The Giants season is back. Preseason is coming up. We've been giving y'all content for years. Now we finally putting the faces to the place that y'all need to see us, and the voices in the building. We doing what we got to do. Like and subscribe, man. Show support, show love. We're going to keep bringing this great content to you guys. Shout out to Big Pat. Shout out to the producer, Sports Bid Freezy. Shout outs to Shakes Montana, Manan. The chosen one is me, of course. J Rock, LRP, Nacho in the Box with Cheese. You know what I mean? Yo, all the fans to like and subscribe, man. Hit the button, Juntao.
All right, man. Until next time, fellas. Peace out, man.
No doubt.
right, peace,
Big
family.
Pat.
Peace, King.
Black Frizz, you want to say something before we go? You chose one from the Bronx. Y'all want to say something?
Yeah, man.
I
I just
love it,
want to
dude.
say real quick. Let me jump out the way real quick. Yo, man, we back at it. Giants content. You know, we've been all over the place. If you've been tuning into the Shakedown YouTube, we've been all over the place. But now we back to football, baby.
And
We back to
Twitch.
what
We
we
had
know.
a Twitch viewer today. First
Oh, shout out to
viewer.
Twitch in the building.
Yeah.
My bad. I didn't even know we twitched
Yeah.
up. All right, we twitched
and
up.
we were on Twitter today too.
Yeah, you get twitched up. Yeah.
That's a little twitch. That's your twitch.
You know what I mean? Hey, you know what I mean? I'm an old man, little stiff action.
Nah, that's the debut, baby.
You know what I mean? I gotta
That's
put
the
my
debut.
Jordans on. Yeah.
That's the debut, baby.
we back to Giants content, man. Shout out to the people there, man, for sticking with us, man. There's been some turbulence here. Shout out to all of the Shakedown crew that's putting on them Twitter spaces, man. We got some new content coming on the DMV side of the Shakedown. You know what I mean? Shout out to those people, man. Sports Bid, you're gonna be in the building, you know, operating. So y'all tune in, man. Stay tuned in, stay locked in. Who we got tomorrow, Shakes?
Trying to get Nikki Geist, so I'll let
Right.
y'all know by tonight whether she can go. So shout out to
Right,
Nikki.
so y'all tune in, man. Shout outs to Shakes Montana. Yo, this man's he's the greatest man in the business booking, bro. I gotta be honest at this point, man. We've been loaded, son. Scheduled, loaded.
You remember that?
Here.
You remember that? And what movie was it? When he was like, "I'm a booker." She was like, "Who? I'm a booker." You don't know? Tito Puente, Mahente, I'm a booker.
Yeah, shout out to the guy, Shakes Montana. Make sure y'all also tune in to him, man, and articles you writing. Shameless plug. Go ahead, plug it in, son.
Jersey Sporting News. Definitely Jersey Sporting News. Kenny Shakes Clark. Go ahead and check that author out. It's a pretty good guy.
Yeah, that's why we would say you read the article, didn't you? I was like, yeah, I read your damn article, man. But he still ain't getting that money. But yeah. Shout out to the people, shout out to the people, man. Yeah, we are finally back to Giants content, and we getting to the content creators too. You see Big Pat coming up, man. Wait until you see what's coming down the line.
Facts.
So keep tuning in, like and subscribe, join the tribe, man. Enjoy your night. Peace. Black Friday.
No doubt. What you got, bro?
Oh man, yo, just first and foremost, man, it just feels good to get back to what we do. This is what we originally are about, talking about our team, loving our team, going against each other, heated debates, but we know what we're talking about. So it's not just guys on here fumbling around using a bunch of words, just trying to make sense or have somebody jump on their bandwagon with a false created narrative. This is what we actually do. So Pat sounds like he actually was a fly on the wall in a lot of our conversations because he brought up so many things that we actually spoke about actually never being there. So that to me is what they call a blessing. When people like himself can come in, content creators, and just mesh with us like that. It's like he's, it's like that cousin that you invite that you ain't seeing.
Rico.
You know what I'm saying? So Rico, what up, baby? I see you. You know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing, man. And like I said, I'm happy to be back. I'm happy that we back. I'm happy it's back. And 10 days, baby, preseason. We get a chance to see what we done drafted with these UDFAs, what the new regime is going to bring. And it's a telltale sign. A lot of people think preseason, that's just, preseason. Not for us. It's a whole new goddamn regime. So we're going to get a chance to see it early, often, and I'm happy about it. And that's what's up. New York Giants all the way, baby. Big Blue, sip the Kool-Aid. He the chosen one from the Bronx. Y'all know what time it is.
We back with the Big Blue content.
Hit him with the Dable.
Hit him with the Dable.
Hit him with the Dable.
Yeah.
Shout out to Rico, man.
Shout out to Rico on the
we
building.
would say that about Buffalo, but we already know y'all gonna be good, so whatever, man.
Yeah, man. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
That's a fact, Rico. The pressure is on, and we can't wait to
homeboy
see it.
said, "You West Indian?" He said, "People down." Yeah. We in the building, man. We all over the place.
That's a fact.
You know what it is.
He is on. Look, Glenn Fry, right? Glenn Fry. He is on.
My man Beard, historian out here. All right. Beard, what you got for the people?
Nothing, buddy. I'm with you. I'm with you. Tell me I'm not with you the whole season. 6 days a week. Let's go.
Let's go, all body. Let's work, man. Let's work. All right. My closing is this, man. It's been a long, long journey, y'all. Yeah, I mean, y'all been with us since we was doing a half-an-hour shows on Blog Talk, and now we here doing 2-hour shows on YouTube. This has been a long process, a long journey, and I thank each and every last one of you that stayed along the way, and even the new ones that came through and ain't know nothing about us. You know what I mean? We are here. God bless them. And I love the team. My team is stronger than yours, and I can say that. And that's it, man. This is beast mode right here, and we gonna keep on giving y'all this content, and there's nothing y'all can do about it. So just sit back, watch, and enjoy, and stop hating all your life and subscribe, man. Come on, you know you want to, so stop.
Real quick, Rico BF says, "Is anybody tailgating?" That would be E. Holla at me, shoot me a DM. E_the chosen one on Twitter. I go to at least 8 games, tailgate, do it all. Holla at your boy, come have a beer, and hopefully we win that day, because you ain't gonna want to be around me if we lose.
He ain't lying. He ain't lying. He ain't lying at all. But man, yeah, man, great episode, man. Shout outs to Big Pat Sports once again. Shout outs to Nikki Geis and Jersey Sport and News. Hopefully we'll have her tomorrow. Shout outs to everybody that's gonna be on the NFC North round table on Wednesday. Who else we got? We got the Entertainer coming on Friday. Locked On Vikings coming on Thursday. I mean, they love
New York Giants, stand up.
And then, of course, man, we got August 11th, the first preseason game. So, I mean, we good here. We good, man. We gave y'all content all the way through. All the way through. So go ahead, like, subscribe, man.
We got the sound effects.
Yeah. So
gotta take the rope off, though.
We in here, baby. We in here. All right. So, like I always say around this time, don't expect y'all to agree with us, but damn sure expect y'all to understand. Understand? So don't get shook up, because we keep shit live. It's the Shakedown repping New York Giants on that drive for 5, and we out of here. Take us away, Black Freezy.
Yo, you just been shook up by the Shakedown crew, and we the fuck out of here. Peace.
Good night. One.
With the day ball. Hit him with the day ball.
Reppin' for the Giants on that drive for 5. See us connecting all the dots, weaving through the lines. Dog, don't you see the signs? You can't mix zebra with the lines. Before I was working kinda hard before I seen a dime. Now it's all about them big plays and conversation with tirades. Don't y'all motherfuckers know? It's the Shakedown Show.
The Shakedown Show. The Shakedown Show. It's the Shakedown Show. Ooh, yeah. It's the Shakedown Show.